Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will update you on the current results for my Binance Futures neutral grid bot I deployed almost 3 weeks ago. So let's get right to it. Now, before we get too far into the weeds, for those of you who are not familiar with Binance Futures grid bots, they basically offer 3 different grid bots. The first grid bot you could deploy would be a long grid bot, and that bot would only open long positions. Next, you could deploy a short-only grid bot, and that bot would only open short positions. Now, for my particular bot, I chose neutral, and the neutral grid bot will open long or short positions depending on the price action after you deploy the bot. Now, I deployed the bot back here on June 9th, right around the 30,000 level, and I dropped in the yellow line to mark that level, which gives me a visual line in the sand to let me know if the bot is short or long and how far away from that level the current price action is at. Now, as you can see, the grid is made up of green and red lines. Those red and green lines represent limit orders. The green lines are limit buy orders, and the red lines are limit sell orders. And then again, the yellow line I dropped in was merely for my reference. And as such, as you can see, when I deployed this bot on June 9th, the price action pretty much moved up, and therefore my bot was opening short positions as it hit these red limit order grid levels. And then eventually the price did roll over and dip below my yellow line, and therefore the bot started taking profit. And eventually the price action did move back up and crossed back above the yellow line and ran up all the way just above 41,000, and therefore I had a pretty large short position open, and then the price did eventually roll over, and again the bot started taking profit. And once the price action dipped back below my yellow line, Bitcoin actually sold off all the way down here to around 28,008. And therefore my position basically flipped from that big short position to a very large long position. And in a very short time, the price recovered and I started taking a lot of profit, only to start selling off again and opening more long positions all the way down to around 31,000. And the price has pretty much had a V-shaped recovery, and therefore I started accumulating more profit, and the price has crossed back above the yellow line, and therefore the bot is short, and I think I have 1 or 2 open positions currently. And so let's get into the weeds for the results for this particular bot. Alright, if you've watched my previous Binance Futures grid bot videos, you will recall that in order to access the grid bots, you would have to come over here to the upper right hand corner of the screen, and there would be a label called grid trading, and you'd have to click on it. Well, they moved that. They've moved it over to the tabs across the top of the screen, which makes much more sense. And now you can see the grid trading is along with the other options. So I just give that a click. And that will land us over on the Futures Grid Bot dashboard. And as you can see over here on the right, you could deploy a neutral, long, or short bot from this dashboard. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of how to deploy a bot in this particular video, but I will drop down in the description of this video a link to the video where I did actually configure this bot and deploy it. So you could give that a click and check out how to actually configure one of these grid bots. Now, with that all being said, you can see down here at the bottom of the screen, I currently have 1 grid bot running. And in order to view the details, we just come down here to view and give that a click. And as you can see, the bot was deployed on BTC USDT perpetual contracts in the neutral mode. And the bot's been deployed for almost 20 days now, so just about 3 weeks. And during that time, the bot has completed 811 actual trades. And you can see my starting strategy price was right around that 36,000 level, which is the level I had that yellow line dropped in at. Now, Binance offers some pretty good detailed reporting, and you can actually match up both sides of your trades by scanning through all the different trades that happened. Now, I'm not going to do that. There's 811 trades there. And so we'll jump over to the working tab, and that will show you actually the trades I have working. On the buy side, I have 42 open limit buy orders, and then on the sell side, I have 28 open limit sell orders. And then the quantity per order is 0.001 BTC, whether that be buy or sell or short. And in this situation, you can see my current positions is a negative 0.001 BTC. So essentially, I have one open short position. Now, if we jump over to the grid details, you can see my total investment was 2,706 USDT. And so far, my total profit is $160 or approximately 53%. And the 53% is based on my initial margin of 300 USDT with an initial leverage of 9x. When you multiply 9 by 300, you get my total investment of 2,700 USDT. And when I deployed this bot, I chose margin mode of isolated as I wanted my risk of being liquidated limited to my initial margin of the 300 USDT. I did not want my risk spread across, and that would be your cross margin mode, all my other assets. Now, the number of grids for this particular bot is 70, and you saw that under the working tab where I had the buy limit orders and the sell limit orders. When you would add those together, it'd come out to this 70. And then my quantity per order, as we saw previously, is 0.001 BTC. So the price range or the upper and lower limits of this particular grid when I deployed the bot were 28,000 and 43,000. And then the profit per grid is approximately 0.57%. And then as far as the advanced options go, when I deployed the bot, I did not select a grid trigger, but I did enable the stop trigger with a stop loss bottom price of 27.9 and a stop loss top price of 50,000. And during the last 20 days, we did not reach those levels, although we did get close to the stop loss bottom price of 27.9 when Bitcoin's price crashed down to 28.8. Now, if my stop trigger gets pulled, I do have the bot canceling all orders on stop and close out all my positions. And so this bot has been currently deployed for just about 20 days with a profit of around 160 USDT. So that's around $8 per day. Now, in my previous video, the bot profit was around $5 per day. So we've had a little more volatility in Bitcoin. And so that profit per day has gone up. And in relation to percentage-wise, the bot is producing around 2.65% profit per day. So that is a decent profit, but in my opinion, because of the leverage, it's not a great amount of profit. So that pretty much wraps it up. Just a quick update on how this bot is performing, and with a 53% profit over a 20-day period, this bot is currently winning the battle. So if you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. I will continue to do these update videos, so now would be a good time to shoot that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, drop those in the comment section down below. If you don't currently have a Binance account, I will drop a link to Binance in the description down below. And in closing, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.